So this is the Loco RE442 or class 421. I fitted the speaker enclosure and the ESU sound chip. It's a Plux 22. From ESU it's provided blank, but you can download sound profiles, and in this case they've got a decent and relatively modern sound profile for this Loco. It comes with 29 functions. I've had to modify it, hence the handwriting, to deal with the particular model it's in. So RE442s have been made by Loco, Fleischmann, Trix for 50 years, so there's a lot of different models out there with lots of different arrangements. This one, being quite a modern Loco, has got quite a lot of things wired into it. And this is where a decent manufacturer's manual comes into hand, and they have been really good to us. They've told us what the pin out of the decoder is, or on the circuit board itself, what everything is wired to. And that's quite handy to work out the red and white lighting on the Loco. So AUX6 there is red light on the right hand side at cab end 2. You've got 6 auxiliaries and you've got headlight and tail light setups. And I've had to go in and use the ESU programmer to set it all up and make sure it doesn't clash with anything that's pre-programmed. So the sound. So AUX8 is the first one that doesn't have a sound allocated to it. I don't want to go moving sounds around too much. I'd have to then rewrite the whole list. So I've used AUX8 for the rear lamp, and that's directional. It flicks around. What I've also done is mapped it so that function 27 does the red lamp, but only if function 8 is turned off. So I have to go back, turn function 8 off, and you see it switches to a red tail lamp. And again, that's directional. And function 28, that's 2 red tail lights on. I'll go back, we'll just go to sort of standard practice, which is the single white. So you just saw there one of the slight headaches of doing sound fittings. The Loco itself has to be reliable. Occasionally this one has been cutting out, which is really unusual because there's lots of contacts. All the wheels have got contacts. I have actually stripped down the bogies and cleaned up the pickups as much as I can, but occasionally it just stalls out, and I suppose it needs a power pack, but then that's more complexity and more expense. It seems okay, it's just doing it to me just to annoy me now. This Loco has kind of illustrated why I don't do many sound fittings. On the plus side, I had a decoder. I had a correct sound profile for the Loco available without having to mess around. To load the sound profile, it took about half an hour. It's not the biggest ones. I've had some that have taken an hour to load. But to tweak it and to tweak the pickups has been another hour. So we're at 1.5 hours of fitting time for what should have been a plug-in. So it's very difficult because at the end of the day, if I was paying someone else to do it, even at minimum wage, that would be £40 off work because of all the taxes we have to pay. And obviously I'm paying to run a shop at the same time, so this sort of illustrates why doing sound fitting as a service is a bit mad. I've actually had to ramp up the start voltage on this loco as well, because it does keep doing that. And that's a pain. I may have to strip it down again and just see what's going on with these pickups, but I've already had it apart once. I've had it running in for another half hour. It's deeply frustrating because on the surface this should be a quick and easy job, but in practice it's very hard. And it's only doing it occasionally, and I don't know why. Maybe it is the track. I can see some dirt on the track there, but you know, I'm cleaning the track quite regularly as well. So it's always a bit of an adventure doing sound fittings. I'm aware that the factory fitted sound version actually has a different circuit board. So I think potentially it's got a couple of capacitors on it that help with the problems there with the pickup. But also it has additional features. I think it has cab lighting and engine room lighting on them, which they don't fit to the analog version. So it's always, as I say, a little bit of an adventure trying to work out what to expect from a model. We're not seeing many of the same locos, so every one you do is like a prototype. Okay, so I'm back for round 3. Let me just try and explain what's going on, because it doesn't make any sense. All the wheels out. The wheels, they're really clean. The loco has been used. I've already sort of burnished up the wheel contacts before. They had a little bit of blackening on them, and you can see where I've burnished the ends of them there. There are 16 wheel contact points. Each pickup is split in two. There's a top plate that scrapes the rim, and there is a bottom plate that scrapes the actual wheel itself. So 16 contact points. Take that down to 12 because of the one with the traction tyre. Probably not the most efficient at picking up. Yeah, this is not a loco that should need a power pack. There's plenty of contact. I've gone through with a meter and checked that the wires aren't broken, so there is continuity from both sides. The next thing to do, if I can just roll it onto its wheels, is look at how much pressure the contact plates are putting on. They are free to move here, so it may just be that I have to go in and restrict their movement. Bearing in mind that the job I'm employed to do is fit a chip. The trouble I face now is that it's got to work. So either we get this working without it stalling, or I have to remove the chip and just sacrifice all the work I've done. So, and it's never fun, you know, we don't like to give up, but sometimes if we send out a model that isn't working well enough to a customer, it isn't going to go well. Yeah, okay. So the next step has been to solder the two plates together so they've got a physical contact rather than just a pressure contact. it's possible that corrosion between the layers is stopping them conducting. And the other thing is this keeper plate on top I've actually glued down to stop the pressure of the contacts against the wheels pulling the keeper plate up. Fingers crossed. Right, so after messing around with the pickup system, it is advisable to re-bed them in. So I'm going to stick it on rollers and give it half an hour at a sensible speed. Just re-set all of the contacts. Hopefully we'll get rid of the stalling. Okay, so I've done the running in again. At moments like this, a power pack would just be an expensive sticking plaster, because when it stopped and then lost power to the from the wheels, yes, the power pack would grab it a second or so, but once that power is drained, there's no fresh power coming in from the wheels. So you have to address the pickup issue at source. So hopefully we are now in a position where this will work. So the one positive now is that the headlights aren't flickering, which they were when it was dipping out. So I think we've finally cracked it. Solving a problem that we didn't know existed when we took on the job. And let's be honest, the customer didn't know it existed either. It's, on paper, it's a very new loco with, a couple of hours of running on it. And it should be the perfect candidate for a sound fitting project. So the key points are to make sure that the pickups remain where they should be, so they've been glued into position. They've also been bonded together with solder so that you're getting the best chance of them conducting. Let's see if this will work as a plan. Just want to make sure that yes, you are getting pickup from each end. But I checked that with the meter before, but it's a nice, just simple way of checking it if you don't have a meter. So yeah, finally it is in a position where it's good enough to be sent to a customer.